Hi, this is Bethany Marshall with Morgan James Publishing, and today I'm speaking with our author, Jerry Gladstone, who's the author of Old School Success for the Millennial Generation. Hi, Jerry. Thanks for talking with me today. How are you?
Good, Bethany. Hope you're having a great day.
Thanks. Same. So, we want to ask you some questions about your new book launch, and congratulations on your new book release. We're so excited to be publishing it alongside you. And we want to just kind of talk a little bit about you and about your message. And one of the first questions I wanted to ask today, so many of the experts out there, or so-called experts, will kind of refer to the millennial generation as a bit of a waste of a generation, or have a lot of complaints because they seem like maybe lazy or entitled. Could
Yeah.
you speak to this?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I- I'd like to punch the so-called experts in the face, but you can't do this in today's society. You shouldn't do it anyway. But you kind of got to mentally say, screw you. These experts who say the millennials are a bunch of losers or they're entitled, that's not what they need to hear right now, especially now. They need to be encouraged. They need to be uplifted. And that's kind of what motivated me to do the book. I see all these talking heads on TV really disrespecting an entire generation. To me, they forget what it's like being young. They need encouragement. So what I said, well, boy, let's provide some old school techniques, some old school wisdom for the new generation. So that's really what motivated me to write the book, give old school, tried and true kind of strategies for the new generation and their new challenges.
Mm. Amazing. So you kind of touched on it briefly, but right now, and just generally speaking, millennials have had a lot of unique pain points. Could you talk a little bit about some of those?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they're the first generation that will more likely be poorer than the previous generation or the parents' generation. 40% of millennials are actually living home now because of the pandemic and everything that's going on. Many of them were born during 9/11, got their first jobs during the Great Recession. And then when they finally kind of get settled, maybe a child or two, all of a sudden this pandemic is going crazy. You have debt, you have all the civil unrest. There's really is a lot going on. This is supposed to be their prime of their life, and they're kind of getting hit over the head with a baseball bat right now. It's really horrible what's going on.
Mm. Wow, well, it's refreshing to hear your take on all of this. And I guess the final question I have for you today is there some old school practical advice that you could share with millennials today that might help us as we're facing some of these unusual times?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit. It's funny. The things that worked, decades ago still work. These old school techniques, which I point out in the book, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of an overview. You got to work on your self-esteem. You can't listen to the naysayers out there. Again, you can't physically hit them, but mentally, you need to say, screw you to the naysayers and say, you know what? You are not going to define who I am. Another big thing that a lot of people do, they have regrets and they carry their past around them. And it's like a 20-pound knapsack on their back. And to me, the past is in the past. Leave it in the past. Very important old school strategy. And I've met a lot of very successful people in my life, a lot of Olympians, a lot of celebrities, a lot of successful business people, billionaires and everything else. And the one kind of common thread that I've seen that these people have is they surround themselves by optimism. They consume as much optimism as they possibly can. Listen, you got a decision during the day. You could look at social media, you could look at the news, and if you want to get negativity, there's plenty of it out there. I think we all know that. But there's also plenty of things to be really excited about. There's plenty of do-gooders out there. There's plenty of people who are trying to help the situation. You should be attracted to people and things or whatever it is to put your mindset in a very positive place, and this is going to help you move forward. Very important as well too, whatever you decide to do, have a little patience. Whatever expertise you should try to do, try to get 1% better maybe every day, or 1% better every week, or 1% better every month. You have to put the kind of the time into it in order to become successful, and in order to get better. Okay, but it's your mind. You can choose. Life is about choices. Choose to be optimistic. Choose to consume as much optimism as you possibly can. Choose to read the book. Why should you read the book? It's chock full of old strategies and techniques and all kinds of wisdom by some of the most famous people in the world, really to help you achieve, to help you be, again, I've heard it before, but the best version of yourself. That's really what it's all about.
Mm. Wow, so exciting, so inspiring, and love that you've put together this book and this resource. And also, while you kind of mentioned it, we did also have the pleasure of releasing another book with Jerry, The Common Thread of Overcoming Adversity and Living Your Dreams, which I think is also just as timely as ever in today's environment. And also, obviously, we're so excited about this new release of Old School Success for the Millennial Generation and Beyond. Yeah, there we go. Love that. Yes. Well, thank you again, Jerry, for sharing your input and insight, and being willing to break down these elements of success, and how people can overcome the different hurdles and challenges that they are facing.
I have one more thought. I'm going to
Yeah.
interrupt, but I have one more thought. I actually just read it and I love it. The toughest muscle to really train in your body, it's not a muscle, but it weighs 3 pounds. It's your brain. You literally have 5,000 thoughts per day. The average person has 5,000 thoughts per day. If the majority, or anywhere near the majority of those thoughts are negative, it's going to drag you down. Be conscious. Be conscious again of being optimistic. Those 5,000 thoughts, man, they better be productive. They can move you forward if you use them constructively. So use the brain, use it the right way.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Yes, what you feed your brain really, really matters. And I think these two books are some really fantastic places to start. So thank you, Jerry, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. And it's always a great time to speak to Morgan James Publishing.
Thank you.